Hi builders, welcome to the lesson 2 of our photography website design. And with the lesson 2, we are going to focus on building layout and navigation bar basically. So this is where we ended last time. We created our bit up, we cleaned up everything, and we had Vanford exposures here first start. Alright, so today we are going to go straight and what I'm going to do is to clean this up, because with React we are going to use component based. So with the component based, I'm going to build the navbar as a component and import it in my app.jsx. So if you don't get what the GSX means, JavaScript HTML, that's the GSX. That means you can write HTML directly in JavaScript. So you can see there's HTML here, and with this is where we export our app. So you have to always make sure you export your app and you create your functions, and your code stays inside the function. So all your code is written inside this return statement here. Also, when you go to main.js, you can see we've exported the app here. So if we create other components, we are going to make sure we export all the components as well. So before we start, we are going to head into our directory or our folders. This folder is where all the terminal commands are going to be in, and we are going to build this folder as we go along with our lessons. So it's not complete yet because we are not done with our lesson. This is lesson 2. So we can copy this reusable CSS to control your containers and your width of your content. So copy it and paste it in your index.css. This is global CSS styling that affects every element on your page. So without wasting much time, let's get working. So we have to create a folder here in our source. Okay, in our source, when you click on the source, the breadcrumbs or handbag, it's the breadcrumb, is gonna close. So click on it to open, and right click and open or create a new file. And no, you have to create a folder rather. So undo and let's create a folder, and we are going to name the folder component. Yes, we are going to name the folder component, and in the component folder we are going to create a new file, and that file we are going to name it navbar. Navbar.jsx. So this is what JavaScript. So before we go ahead and I show you how to do everything with ChatGPT, I want you to understand how you would fix things manually. So we are going to copy this navbar code here, and we are going to go to our component file, and we are going to paste the code here. So what the code is saying, we created a function, and inside the function it's a navbar. The name is navbar, and as I said, return is where we put all our HTML elements. Okay, so return is where we basically write all the code. So we are returning an H2 here, we are returning a list here, and we are going to export navbar. So make sure you don't get the name wrong. You see navbar, how it's spelled here, that's the same way it's spelled down here. So when you're exporting the navbar, you have to import it as well. So let's clean this code from the return, because we don't need this code anymore. And we are going straight to the top here, and we are going to import our navbar. So import so we are going to import the navbar here, and we are going to use it in our return function. Okay, so let's put a div here. Right, so you can either do this, okay, or you can also yes, you can also do this. It also works, but just repeating this twice is not like the best way of going or handling things. So you just have to take one out, take one out. Yeah, and it means the same thing, right? And as well as this div element, you don't really need to give a div element here. You can just clean the div, and React understands what you're trying to say. So with React, you only import one component, right? But when you put this in a div, it means you are literally importing one component, because already they are already in the same fragments. So this is our navbar here being output nicely, because this is how React works. So with the navbar, we are going to style the navbar also. And how we style in component is we are going to create a CSS file. So we are going to create a new file under component, and we are going to name it navbar.css. Okay, so in that sense, all the styling in this CSS file is going to be applied to just the navbar, which is best practices, and it will make your code more scalable in case it's a large application and you need to fix things one after the other. You don't need to go to global CSS and look for navbar and style it. You can just find your component, find it CSS, and edit it directly. Now that you understand the basics of React apps, and this navbar component is already having inline CSS. So with React, this is how we put inline CSS. Okay, you can either give it a variable and reuse it later, or you can give it inline CSS. You give it a style and you put the inline CSS here. So this is just a basic way of understanding how this works. So let's go to a complex or a more complex styling workload. So let's go ahead and launch ChatGTP. If you have ChatGTP, obviously you should have ChatGTP, a free version or a paid version. Just launch your ChatGTP and let's go ahead and design our navigation bar. And this workload or this process is how you'll be doing it with all the other pages, right? So now that you understand how to arrange your pages, to create new pages, new files and everything, we can now let the AI help us to output code faster. So I'm going to maximize this tab here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So offline, I did a little bit of research, the style that I want, and I find this navbar really nice, and I want to use this navbar. All right, I want to use this navbar. Maybe I might consider picking elements in the hero section, but for now, let's focus on the navbar. And to implement this, I'm going to give it a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot of this navbar, and I'm going to give it to ChatGTP. Let's paste here, copy paste, take a screenshot. Automatically it's going to copy, so just go to your chat, Ctrl+V, paste the screenshot, and I'm going to give it a prompt, okay, to give me a complete CSS and navbar component code to just copy and paste. So before I do that, I'm going to make sure ChatGTP understands where my code is at the moment. So I'm going to also screenshot my current chat and paste it as reference, and I'm going to dictate. So I want to implement the image 1, the design in my project, and the image 2 is my current navbar with inline CSS. I don't want inline CSS. I'm going to use a component based, and I've created a component named navbar.css. So give me a full navbar.jsx file and a full navbar.css, and give me the styling on the image 1. So this is how you dictate if you don't want to type a lot, and it makes your prompt even much better because you don't need to type a lot. You can explain everything in your own terms. So I'm going to click on enter and let's see what we are going to build. So it is going to output a clean structure navbar.gss, and I'm going to copy this one, go to VS Code, copy paste everything here, and I'm going to also pick up the second navbar.css, and I'm going to VS Code and paste everything here. All right, so there we go. You can see it is done, right? It is done. Imagine how long it would have taken for you to debug this, troubleshoot, all those things. It is gone now. This is a new way of coding. You don't need to use cursor to just one-shot everything and you don't understand what you're doing and you cannot edit it later. This is the best way. This is how developers do it. So if this video is helping you, please give a like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comment section which version of ChatGPT do you have. Is it a free version or the pro version, so that in my next lesson, the third lesson, I'm going to know how to go about the things. Please make sure you like and subscribe. We are going to continue with the third lesson. I hope this video was very helpful. Leave all your questions in the comments. I read all the comments, so make sure you leave all your questions in the comments, and I'm going to respond to everything that you don't understand. In my next lesson, I'm going to give you a custom instructions that you are going to give it to GTP, so that you are going to get proper output or clean structured code, like how it gave me here. It says a clean structured code. You need instructions to get a clean structured code from GTP. So I'm going to give you custom instructions in my next lesson.